What is going on, guys? We are back with another video on Madden 20 franchises. The video all 12 of you have been waiting for. This is our fantasy draft guide. Now, if you're new to the channel, maybe subscribe, like the video if you liked it. That is it. That's it. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Check out my second channel, PK Plays. Now that's it. Now, the title may say perfect, right? But nothing is perfect in this world, okay, kids? Nothing. Except for this video, of course. Now, there's a lot of options. A lot of them. One of them being a quarterback. Now, you know me. I like to develop quarterback. However, Escape Artist is super broken. So it all, once again, this whole thing depends on what you like to do. Of course, you're not going to get 19 like me. Maybe you should if you want to, properly try to replicate this if you are trying to. However, it depends on what you want to do. If you're playing a franchise where you don't want as many helps as you can get, don't go Watson. However, Watson, who goes around anywhere from 20 to 24, is by far the best selection here. You do have a guy like Tyreek Hill. However, you can wait for Tyreek Hill. You can wait for some other wide receivers in the second round, which I definitely would recommend doing. If you get pick 1, you get Mahomes. You pick 2, you get Lamar Jackson, vice versa. Whatever you want to choose, that's who you get. I would probably go Lamar Jackson number 1 over Mahomes because, once again, fast Escape Artist, OP. The point of the video isn't for people that are just trying to OP it because, do you really want Deshaun Watson, kids? He's really good, right? If you're trying to make the most OP godly team ever, go Deshaun Watson. Personally, I like to have youngsters I can develop, so I would personally pass on him. One of the choices I really, really like is late first-round pick Marlon Humphrey, who is now a superstar development player. Cornerbacks, as we know, are very hard to get. A 23-year-old cornerback with 78 hit power, 70 freaking catching, and a decent bit of speed is hard to pass on. You do have a guy like Khalil Mack. Maybe that's the move you want to go with. He is insane. And now I'm starting to think maybe you should go with him. Once again, it's all based on preference. Are you playing for 5 years? Are you playing for 10? If you're playing for 10, don't go for Mac. If you're going for 5, go for Mac. Personally, when I build these and when I make these videos, when I look at these, I'm talking 7 to 10 year franchises, which is why I would go with Marlon Humphrey with your first pick. It's at 44, but he goes no later than 30. So, yeah, pick 19 is a little bit of a reach, but overall, I'm pretty happy with it. And then here, this is where I would be going with a wide receiver. There are 2 main options. One being Chris Godwin, who they did give to, they did give superstar development to. Really decent player, obviously very young. What was he, 23? And then the OP option that is very hard guy to cover, Tyreek Hill. Once again, it comes down to what you're going for. Are you going for the 7? Are you going for the 10? I think I like Tyreek Hill, especially when you can develop him. I think he could last till 32. So I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill. You should easily get him to Superstar X Factor within several years. And then pick 19, I'm hoping my major steal is there. I don't know if he is. Is he gone? When did he go? Once again, this is part of the video that, unpredictable. I had Myles Garrett stay until pick 25, and here he goes all the way at about 11 to 13. Don't fret, because there are still options. One of them being Josh Allen, who I had right next to Myles Garrett. Of course, I think Myles Garrett is better because he's so much higher of an overall. You do have other options as well. If you didn't go with corner in the first round, I would definitely recommend going Marshawn Lattimore or Denzel Ward. Probably Denzel Ward, 72. That's a bit of a bump, but you are missing a year of them. Obviously, both players are good. However, for our needs, we already drafted a cornerback. So maybe instead of going cornerback, I don't know, maybe you should have went Mac first round. So, once again, it's not perfect, but I 100% expected Myles Garrett to be here. For me, Josh Allen went about, I can't even tell you, maybe 7 picks ahead of Myles Garrett both times I went through the draft. Still a very good player. I believe he has Superstar. We'll have to take a look after. I hope he does, because if he's not, that is a terrible pick by us. but I'm almost 1,000% sure he has superstar. So, of course, also some other names that you may have had a chance at round 3. Kendall Fuller at 11, Byron Jones at 12. A big one, and I normally wouldn't go lineman this high, but Quentin Nelson at 19. Now, it's another position you literally can't upgrade the development of. He's the one lineman I'd be willing to take in the first 5 rounds because he's superstar. If you put him at right tackle and he gets, edge protector, edge whatever the hell it is, he's OP. He's lockdown. At 26, you had Shaquille Griffin, who I would assume is gone. Yeah, all the corners are pretty much gone, all the good ones. So you pretty much had to take one there. Round 4, the one we're in now, pick 2 would have been Marquise Brown, who, of course, is not long gone, but he's gone. And then, of course, Dory Jackson at 3. Brian Burns, probably gone. Pick 7, whereas he would normally be a right outside linebacker. So, yeah, he's gone. And then now you have a linebacker opportunity, Deion Jones, I believe. Where is he? Devin White should be here as well. Middle linebacker, even though I think Devin White is a sick user, it's not the biggest need. I'm going to take a look at what other options we have. There might not be one. Deion Jones supposedly can stay there sometimes. Round 5, pick 12. I don't know how much you're willing to bet on that, though. Once again, it's all about, preference. If you need a great linebacker to succeed or not. Roquan in the 6th round is a decent pick, too. Now, I haven't used Devin Bush much at all, but Devin White and Devin Bush go very similarly, and realistically, statistically, Devin Bush is the better player. What is the catching? 63 catching for Bush versus Devin White's. What is it? It was 63 versus 62. I mean, across the board, Devin Bush just seems like the better player, and I'm pretty sure, once again, unless they changed it, both have the same devs. They go within 6 picks of each other. Devin White goes slightly ahead of them. But once again, if you could avoid going linebacker, I would. If you were able to get someone like Brian Burns there instead, or a wide receiver or a corner, that's where I would go. Now, this is in the late 5th round. There's the names that we have for this pick. We have pick 7 in round 5 for Cooks, pick 8 for Leonard, pick 12 for Deion Jones. We did see him go. Now, the guy I really wanted was Ngakoue. He was supposed to go 17, and we do see he is gone, so I'm not going to really worry about pass rusher at this moment. 22, you have Justin Reed, who should still be there. He is. Justin Reed is still there, 22 years old, star development. Can't go wrong with that pick. Can he also play corners? If he can, he kind of can play corner. If you don't have a corner, this could be your choice. 25, Evan Ingram, he is still there. Ed Oliver, a nice DT, whereas he's probably dropped down quite a bit. If he's superstar, Ed Oliver might be gone. I might have missed him. I don't see Ed Oliver anywhere. Ed Oliver late. We did see Dante Jackson, a super fast cornerback, of course. A little undersized, 23, I believe. And then who else was it? Leighton Vander Esch, early in the 6th round. Same with Roquan. But this is a pick that I think I would be willing to go with either Budda Baker, who's really solid, or the more obvious choice in Justin Reed, a guy that can kind of do it all if you have to. So we're going to go with the do-it-all player. Justin Reed, you can see that we barely reached, which is nice that they actually fixed that. Hawkinson at 13. Where did I have Hawk? I had Hawkinson at 22. No, I had him at 18. So, not too far off. Roquan I had going around 18 as well. But, Roquan was 9. Yeah, Roquan was early 6th. Buckner's hopefully here still, which is most likely the pick I want. Yes, he is. But so is Grady Jarrett, 26. Wow, what a player, though. 26 versus how old? 24? They're only 1 year difference. I think I'd probably be going with Grady Jarrett, who I expected to be gone a sliver before this, honestly. I think it's time to get a DT. Grady Jarrett, 26 years old, star. Hopefully can get you, a dev up. Bit of a steal there. 90 block shed, 93 power move. He's very good. I like Buckner for his size, but Grady Jarrett, Buckner, either one, really. Around 7 early, pick 13. I had Keanu Neal going, which, of course, we're past 13, so he's gone. A really nice steal would be Bradley Chubb. He usually goes exactly at 19. Of course, we could definitely use a pass rusher like him, 23, super beastly. We'll have him on the list. But we also had another guy, Adrian Amos, who I think may be gone. He is gone, unfortunately. Would have liked to see that. Once again, a lot of these picks are going to be moving around a lot. You can't expect him to be there just because I said so. We do have another big name here, O.J. Howard. Really good player. I do like him. He's dropped a little bit since we used him, but O.J. Howard was actually supposed to go in like a pick from now. So if you wanted a tight end, I wouldn't personally. We also had Sean Bunting. I don't know if he was there or not, though. I don't think he was. You do have another option here with pick 15 in round 8. Metcalf would be gone. So I don't know if we would be able to take him if we waited. There'd be a little bit of a chance. Of course, for me, I think all you need is one great receiver, guy like Tyreek Hill, and you could definitely develop the rest. Just like running back, not worried about that position at all because it's very easy to develop. You should easily get 1 to 2 scenarios every single year with a normal running back to start. I think we're going to go with Bradley Chubb, really good pass rusher, and yeah, super talented. Said we reached a little bit higher. Only about 13 picks. Got very versatile skill set. Stamina's a little rough. Going to go with Harold Landry if you needed to. Pick 14 with round 8. This is where I would like, if you wanted a middle linebacker, you're not someone that uses, a guy like Miles Jack is there. For me personally, I like to wait for the fast guys that you could just develop yourself. Someone like Blake Cashman, who we have like round 20 or something ridiculously late. And obviously he's like 90 speed, very easy to mold. Personally, I'm just going to go with Sean Murphy Bunting, who usually goes mid-round 9. But obviously we don't have the luxury to wait. It says we reach that high. Trust me, he doesn't go that, what is that called? He goes around there. So pick 19, round 9. This is where we would have someone like Juan Thornhill at the top of the list. He is right there. And then we also had Rashaan Evans. Actually, Rashawn's playing middle, isn't he? Rashaan Evans, star development, 23 years old. Super hip power heavy guy. We also do have Pettis. Don't know if he's still there, though. Dante Pettis, 77 overall. You guys know how well he developed for us. That's up to you. Once again, I personally go for one wide receiver and then develop a bunch of, younger, fast guys. So if you want some hit power, go with Rashaan Evans. That's who I'm going to go with. And then I would always, if you're going, because most of these, pretty much every guide I always do for these, it's a 4-3 because it's easier to draft for a 4-3 in my opinion. I always leave at least one linebacker spot vacant for, a young guy that you could develop. And this is where, if you were looking for a running back high, Aaron Jones goes early in the 10th. I'm surprised he's actually still here, but he is, so maybe debate going for him. And then this is where a guy like Darnell Savage goes. He's a very hard guy to trade for. So if you want someone new in your franchise, it's the best time to get him. You also do have a guy like Jabril Peppers, really 50-50 choice, but I, as a Packers fan, am going to choose Mr. Darnell Savage, the rookie. Now, this is exactly the pick that I had Haskins going. Unfortunately, as you can see here, he is gone, leaving you with one real developable pick, being Drew Lock, who does go round 12, pick 12. So with that knowledge, we are going to make sure that we take him here. Of course, not perfect, but with star development as a rookie, great stamina, great injury, great toughness, a bit of speed to work with. He's actually a very good pick. So this is who we're going to take as the starting quarterback. So the overall is going to be a little lower, but it's fine. We don't really care about the overall. We care about, Geis goes there, but once again, I do not worry about running back until like round 15, 20, maybe even later. Now, this is where we're going to be looking for some linemen. Hopefully, we still got some guys. We do have Sheriff. We do have Mason. We do have a couple other guys. We have the left guard, Thuney. We do. But yeah, this is where we would go with a guy like Sheriff because he goes late 12th. And then we have Shaq Mason mid to late 13th. That's the wrong player. That could have been really bad. Brandon Sheriff, he's 27, which is, it's not great for a lineman. But there's not really much more you could do. You got, like, Joe. He's 26. Actually, Joe. I might actually skip on Brandon Sheriff here. I think the better choice is going to be Ragnar because he's 23. So, Frank Ragnar, he does also go late 12th as well. So, that's going to be our pick. I'm not sure where Marpet went. He was supposed to go late 12th as well, but he just decided to leave early, I guess. Shaq Mason, this is where he would actually go maybe like a pick or two from now. At 26, he's definitely still got a lot of years left in him. So Shaq Mason will be another offensive lineman selection. If you're going to go with the younger names like, the Drew Lock and some other running backs, you need that offensive line to be built up. So basically 12 to 15 is pretty much O-line picks. If you couldn't tell. I think we did miss Eric McCoy, unfortunately. Yeah, instead of take it back, instead of Shaq Mason, if you can see Eric McCoy there, which I don't know if we did, I would definitely go with Eric McCoy. But speaking of center, Garrett Bradbury, about pick 21 in round 14. Another lineman, of course. If you're not, you don't care about linemen because you're a psychopath, ignore all of these picks, I guess. Oh, apparently Elgton Jenkins is still there, round 15. Once again, like I said, this is completely random at times. Pick 15, round 15, pick 4 is where I had Elgton Jenkins going last time. Also, we don't need him, but this is where I would expect Sweat to go, which I do not see him. I think he might have went just before this pick. I'm actually going to take a look just to make sure we're not giving you completely false information. But you see a couple of pass rushes there. Yeah, you can see Sweat went about 6 picks before expected. I expected him to be around here. We don't need him, obviously, so we're going to go with Elgton Jenkins, which is another super steal for the offensive lineman position. 23-year-old star development with lots of upside. And here we actually got a little lucky. Noah Fant usually goes around mid-16, a little early 16. So Noah Fant still being here is a steal because look at the man and his speed. Of course, you don't need to go tight end here. I think there might be one more option later. I think maybe in Joku. Actually, we might have missed. Joku might have went a little bit earlier than this. I can't remember. I actually think he might go later. Does he? He can't. He must have been gone already because he's like an 80 overall, I think. Yeah, never mind. We got lucky as hell. So around late 15 is when you should be going for a guy like Noah Fant. We just got lucky that once again, sometimes it's completely random. I also expected James Daniels to be here early 17. So once again, if you missed out on one of the linemen, that's who you would go with. This is where we're going to end up having to probably reach just a little bit. Unfortunately, I did not want to, but we are probably going to have to. And one of the players I'm going to reach for is a guy by the name of Mecole Hardman, or Mecole Hardman, who is super beastly. We basically landed the Chiefs receiving core, but you can't go wrong with him. He's star development now after the update and extremely fast. 2 really good receivers. I don't know how you would even defend those two if you have them on the opposite side streaking. I just don't know how. It's very unfortunate seeing some of our guys go extremely early, as I had Dexter Lawrence going late in the 18th round. Unless I just missed him and I'm blind, which I could be, in fairness. Wouldn't put it past me. So sometimes desperation strikes. It's all up to what you think is important. I kind of think D-end is important. So I would personally probably go with Bilal Nichols here. I can't remember if he goes now or later, but a very big young D, we're going to play him at DT. Can't go wrong there. Of course, there's no real, once you get past about 15, that's when the lines start to fade a little bit. It doesn't matter as much how good you are because, a lot of the players are gone. You can see some of the highest overalls are old running backs and wide receivers, so it doesn't matter as much. Now, this is where I would have a guy like Preston Williams. Once again, it comes down to how important it is for you and if you drafted a wide receiver before. For us, we don't need him, but this is around when he would go, big 6'4", 22-year-old with a hidden. I would probably take him here, but since we don't actually need a wide receiver where you have 2 good ones, we're not going to. And we're going to pick up a running back a little early. Once again, I don't think you need to, but a guy like Matt Breida, you can never go wrong with. I don't think you need to. Once again, I don't think you need to, but I think we might, just for video's sake. Oh, Miles Sanders was moved to a star development, was he? I did not know that. I have him going late 21. The Miles Sanders usually goes early 21, but since I have a couple of players I need to grab, I guess we'll take Miles Sanders now. You do have, I wouldn't do this personally, but if you see you're around this pick and you're like, there's not really anything jumping at you, I would maybe do it. Now, pick 21 is where Justin Tucker usually goes, so if you want him and Hecker, which I don't really know why you would want both, but if you do want both, which just for the sake of the video we're going to do, Justin Tucker at 20, and then 21 would be Hecker. If you wanted a superstar of one or the other, Punter's definitely better because of how you can get focused kicker. The ice thing doesn't really matter too much in my opinion. But we actually, for the sake of the video, we're not going to go for Hecker. We could have waited around for Justin Tucker. You'll see in a moment that he goes around here. The reason why we're not going to is because we have a cornerback. We have 2 of them realistically. Let's just go by development. Why not? One of them being Kevin King. It's up to you, but 24, he's a tall fella at 6'3". You also have Josh Jackson, the guy that I would probably go with. Did I say 23? He's 24. Josh Jackson, is who I would go with. What is he? 77 catching, 93 jumping. You can't go wrong with him. So this is where he would go around early 23, but since, once again, we're in a situation where we can't get early 23, or no, early 22, we would go with him here at 21. The punter could still be there. He is not. So you can see here, punter's gone. One of the kickers is gone outside of Tucker. So, we just barely snuck away with that one. We're a little bit ahead of our list here, but that's perfectly fine. Sometimes that's the way it goes, especially late. And this is round 23, or pick 20-ish in the 4th round is where I would have Blake Cashman going. But you can see he's here on the top of the list, and this is why you want to go for him. Catching is rough, but super fast. So if you time the user perfectly, I think they usually give you the pick anyways. That's going to be one of your starting linebackers. You have to. You got to get one of those fast guys you can develop. You just have to. And then here for the developmental, we'll go with another cornerback, Greedy Williams. That's why I usually don't double up on positions early on, wide receiver, corner, even if there's guys that look really good. And then around 25, very early, I don't know if I would go with him, but Farrell's there. Obviously, he's not going to be here because it's not early 5th anymore, 25th, it's late. So you have an option there. And then we usually leave our offensive lineman position open because we look for some of the other guys. Hopefully he's there. Where is he? There he is, Billy Price. I don't know how developable a 24-year-old is going to be, but he is star development, one of the only star linemen you're going to get this late. And then now there's no real right or wrong answer. I would just kind of look around. Where did I have Tariq? Tariq goes around 30. Once again, it's all about getting the best available player. You have options. This is why you don't go with a wide receiver, in my opinion, outside of maybe 2. Because you have Andy Isabella, you got Scotty Miller, you got Paris Campbell. You have so many different names here. I like to go with some of the rookies that are like highly projected in real life because I feel like they get a better chance of development breakouts. So Jonathan Abram there for me. He usually does go around early 28. So another reach, but in a situation that's fine. And then here, round 28, mid, is where Patrick Ricard would go. And, of course, at 25 years old, he's one of the best fullbacks you can get because, obviously, he's a lot younger than guys like Kyle Juszczyk. 28, once again, these are, with the updated draft, the AIs actually do a pretty damn good job of drafting for youth. Like, guys like Brady don't go to round 4 now, which is, in years past, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he retires year 1, he's going to be gone. It's just about going for the guys that have potential. Obi Melifonwu, maybe not a whole lot of potential, but he's 6'4", so definitely usable. We didn't go for a punter, so maybe this is where you go for a punter. Look for someone young like a J.K. Scott, 94 kick power, 84 accuracy. I'd personally go with Michael Dixon though. So you have special teams finished now, and then it's 29. So even though Cohen goes late 30 usually, we're just going to go with Tariq Cohen. And that pretty much concludes my list. I'm going to keep going for, guys, maybe if you want to follow completely on what I would personally do, you can do that. I'm not going to let guys like Ronald Jones go free. He's 22. Look at him. This is why we used him. This is why we used him, boys. This is why he's a beast in our Titans franchise. Check that out if you're new to this channel, I suppose, because there might be a decent bit of you that have never heard of me, and I respect it. I respect it. You have Ito Smith, another young guy with some speed. I think Hines might still be there. You got Tony. This is why you don't go with a running back in the first 20, 30 rounds. You got Pollard who's star. You have a Hines who's star. There's so much potential here. We're going to go with Pollard because I don't think you can pass up on a guy with that kind of speed, and he's a rookie. What else do we have? It's pick 32. So we're going to make sure that we do fill out the roster as well, just for the hell of it. What else do we have? N'Keal Harry. 21 years old, normal. He's normal, right? But he's a rookie, so he's going to have a better chance, I think, at getting breakout scenarios. So go with a guy like N'Keal Harry. There's no real right or wrong answer past 25, I think. You have Arcega Whiteside. As long as you're not stocking up on wide receivers or corners in the first 10 rounds, I think you're A-okay in my book, dude. Let's go with speed. Andy Isabella, he's kind of a fun dude, 22 years old, super fast. What about Paris? He might be younger. 22 again. A little bit slower, though, better jumping. Emmanuel Hall is a big steal, 22 years old, decently fast, really good jumping. Guys that you could definitely mold. Gary Jennings is one of them. I would probably go with Andy Isabella because I think he's a little more unique. So Andy Isabella in your slot spot, even though everyone's a damn slot receiver on this team. But that doesn't really matter too much in Madden anymore. Guys like Jawan Taylor are there, young, developable guys. I think Jawan Taylor is actually a really good pick here. Also, you have another steal. Where is he? He's young, and he's probably a really good pick just to have as your backup. Where is he? Mailata. Star development, 6'8", 346. Big fella, put him as a backup. I think this is way too early for someone like him, but obviously I really don't, I don't care at this point. We're very late in the draft. We just take whoever we want. I mean, look at the names that are still here. You got so many young players here. You still probably got some linebackers, too, on top of it. Where is some of the speedsters? Gary Johnson, not bad. You guys seen what we did with Gilbert, Ulysses Gilbert. He's 22. Super moldable as well. Great jumping. Super good player. We'll go with him. How the hell is he still here? Olakun's still here. 24. Super fast as well. I think we're going to pretty much end that there, though. I'll draft the rest of this thing out. And, yeah, you'll see the finished result. I mean, these guys are still here. I know you're not going to get now, if you're into trucking backs, you're not going to be able to get those probably late unless you're really willing to develop. Like, I'm talking 70 overall trucking backs. So if you want a power back, you will have to go early. But if you're fine with an elusive back, you just don't need to draft anyone. I mean, look at these guys. These guys probably go for third-round picks each. Yeah, really the best guide I can give you is when you're this late to look for the specific things like age, of course, obviously is huge. Where's one of the favorite players of mine? He's not very good, but he's 6'5", 350 pounds, and he's a rookie. Obviously not great of a player, but just kind of a fun guy. You need a backup? Why not? You got a big dude. 350. I remember used to be this guy. He used to play for the Steelers. I don't remember his name, but he's a DT. He was like 360 pounds, I believe. He was huge. And I always draft him. I don't know why. I just loved using him. Then obviously, you got your DBs. You go for speed. Jalen Myrick, a couple of guys like that. Tony Brown, you guys know. I love him in Madden. Ooh, another steal. Where is he? There he is. Ooh, barely got him. Quentin Bell, 23 years old. 88 speed, 90 excel. Of course, extremely raw. But that is massive amounts of speed for a guy this late. I don't know why I like him. I mean, I know he's fast, and that's why I like him, but I always want to get him in a fantasy. Don't know why. Once again, I know why he's fast. You have to check Josh Allen, because if he is not superstar, that is a huge loss for us. Okay, he is superstar. Because once again, pass rush is not guaranteed to develop, and even if you get the breakout scenario, you're not guaranteed to get it, because it's actually very challenging sometimes. But yeah, 6'5", 22 years old, 86 speed, 88 excel, 81 finesse, 74 block shed, decent bit of hit power and whatnot. Definitely worth it. Also, even hell, he's got 73 catching, so even though you're not going to usually drop back a defensive lineman in a 4-3, you got the option there. Of course, one of the big things, if you looked at the linemen we did select, very athletic linemen. So, you got a guy like Frank Ragnaw. I would be looking to put him at probably right tackle. If you did end up with a superstar lineman, if you decided to go with Quentin Nelson round 3, which honestly, I wouldn't even be mad. I think it's a really good choice. Definitely right tackle. Get him to get an edge the threat, edge protector, whatever the hell it is where it makes it harder for them to pass rush. OP as hell. Of course, I usually leave my weakest lineman to center, so Garrett Bradbury would not be that guy. Elton Jenkins in real life, could have played left tackle, kind of played it all around the offensive line. So that's what we're going to do with Elton. We're going to play him at left tackle. Going to move Garrett to left guard. Usually the guards don't matter too much. Of course, a guy like Shaq Mason will need to stay on the inside for the most part because he's on the smaller side. He's like 6'1". But yeah, no. Other than that, no. I mean, I guess suppose Billy Price with star development, put him at center. That's where he actually started, I believe, for the Bengals before the last year. Before they decided to move him all around because they were like, we're screwed either way. Don't know why he goes down when he's technically better there. But there's that. That's the offensive line. Tight end, we probably should have drafted it back. Hey, they got Hodges. That's a really good backup, actually. Good job, EA. Of course, these are the wide receiver I went with. Normally, when I do a fantasy, I end up with probably about 8 wide receivers that are all super young and super fast. Look at the running backs. Look at them. I don't even know who you'd start. Personally, I like my boy Ronald. I probably would start Pollard, though. Pollard or Ronald. Depends on what you want. Because obviously, Ronald, you have to develop with going from normal. But overall, I still think he's better. I still think he's better. A little bit better catching for Tony, though. But you have so many options. I mean, hell, you could just start Sanders if you want. Not really that much of a trucking back either, but yeah, you're just not going to get a trucking back. I'm just going to call it the way it is. If you're playing, you draft the way we are, you're not going to get a trucking back. It's just not going to happen. And with that, our roster finishes at an 80 overall. That doesn't count all of the trade bait that we have, obviously, in the running backs. Drew Lock at a 68 overall needs 2,300 XP. So, and then, pretty much everyone else, you're seeing a lot of blue. If you see a lot of blue and silver, you know you did well, because you're not going to really get a lot of, superstars for the most part. And then defensively, we did only land 4 superstars, actually, because I forgot. Unless Devin Bush was removed from superstar development, he also has superstar. He does. And he does deserve it. He probably deserves to be a bit of a higher overall, to be honest. But yeah, just based on overalls alone, not even talking potential, it's an 80 overall, which competes with the league. And once again, that doesn't factor in the potential. These guys are all players that are candidates to each potentially go up 4 overalls minimum. Most likely we'll end up doing a rebuild out of it soon enough, maybe even tomorrow. But that's pretty much going to be it. If this did help you, leave a like in the like button box. What the hell is it even called? Like, what is the thing damn called? I don't even know. Just had a stroke over it. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Once again, my second channel, PKR Plays. It'd be awesome if you guys subscribe to it. Also, hopefully I didn't talk too much, because I can definitely feel it in my mouth, which is gross to say. I have talked a lot. So this is going to be a pain in the anus to edit, and hopefully you guys appreciate it. I don't think we'll have another one of these. Let me know what I did wrong, in your opinion. I think if we could redo this one, I would maybe just work off of the corners we have. Of course, developing them in a rebuild sense is a little bit harder, but in a user sense, the star development guys we got are actually fine. But instead of maybe Marlon Humphrey, maybe I would have went with Khalil Mack, 28 years old. But I pretty much, like I said, I prepare this for like a 5 to 7 plus, where Mack is going to maybe make 4 to 5 years at most. But yeah, like I said, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!